very oldest language on the face of this world. Chico di Cabia Mapuni, Chineke, and Son of the Winner, Isala, Nina, and Agoza Hanson, Nana Jama, and Yana Farosi, Obanana, all the and then saw no one and when I raise it because but you know what? They would like you to believe that someone Ekpa is the cause of it. No. I am the solution, and the only way they can get to you is by kicking me out, which is not possible. I have come. Look with you. After I am done with Nigeria, Biafra will be free and enjoy freedom. Biafra will know the importance of freedom and what I'm going to do in 5 years to come. Thank you. So you keep on supporting evil in the zoo, the more your land will be taken from you. The more your daughters will be raped and abducted, the more your sons will be slaughtered in cold blood. And under one Nigeria, there is nothing you can do about it. Absolutely nothing. Because one idiot that they groomed will rise up and say to you, oh no, it's one Nigeria, there is crime everywhere. Haven't you heard about Zamfara? Haven't you heard about Katsina? There is crime everywhere. That is not the case. The crimes you have in the north, the insecurity you have in the north is as a direct consequence of their own actions. They grouped them. Al-Qaeda in the Nigeria, ISIS in West Africa, Boko Haram, Fulani headsmen, bandits, all of them. Who brought them to Nigeria? It's Fulani. Fulani brought them into Nigeria. Everybody brought them in. Why did the government brought them in? Are you people deaf and dumb and stupid? When you come out and you pretend, oh, we are one Nigeria, go and show somebody was asking, where is the boundary, where would the boundary of Biafra begin? And I asked the fool, where did the boundary of Nigeria begin? People from Niger come in and go as they like. Most of these idiots are from Niger. They are building a pipeline to Niger. They are building a railway line to Niger. They are building roads to Niger. Whereas where the money comes from, which is Biafra land, We don't have those infrastructure. No, we don't. But you're taking our money. You come to you come to Ohaji, you come to everyone, you come to Agulere, you come to Ebo, you take our resources, sell it, get the money, and now you're building the way to be happy, and you want me to be happy with you. Clap for your Nigeria. One Nigeria. I think you are insane. You come to my land, we take our oil, we take our gas, we take our manpower, we take everything, our VAT, our tax, everything. You are now building a road from Katsina to Niger, airport to Niger, refinery to Niger. You take oil, put oil from my land, you take it to Niger, you refine it, you bring it back to me as a refined petroleum. And you're telling me that country is viable. You're telling me that Nigeria should be supported. You are in one Nigeria. You are not going anywhere and you're dying every day. Because those that they appointed to speak for you, they gave them money so that they will come out. Pages of the newspaper to keep the war, giving the impression that everything is okay. When things happen, go and see the contradictions in it. Nigeria is not working. We are marginalized. And then you come back to say Nigeria is fine. You stay in it. Are you not foolish? These are the useless intellectuals that you have. On one hand, you say Nigeria is not working. You are marginalized. You are being discriminated against. You are suffering. They are killing you everywhere. And you come back to the same place and say Nigeria must be one. Had Nigerians gotten together to say they want to be part of this useless contraption, that's entirely their business. I mean, Democrats have subscribed to it. But have you asked yourself this question? Why is it that all those asking you to remain in one Nigeria has something to gain from Nigeria, or they have benefited in the past? Nothing more, nothing less. I saw the letter that Ekpa wrote to President Biden. In it, Ekpa said, come and help us fight terrorism in order to ensure that there will be no regional destabilization. That is their game plan at the U.S. State Department for very many years until we stepped in. They keep trotting out these lies. Once Nigeria breaks up, there will be destabilization in the entire region. I said it because you don't understand African history. Most of these people are not Igbo. When I say it, they say I'm insulting them. No, I'm not insulting you. Most of them think it. In Africa, we are tribal creatures in Africa. In Africa, we are tribal creatures in Africa. We always go back to our village where we are born, where our umbilical cord, our long, where it was buried. That's where we come from. That is why every Christmas, Easter, New Year festival, or August meeting, you see us migrating back to where we come from. And I keep saying these things to Africans, they don't understand it. They don't understand it. Everywhere in Africa, during Christmas, if you like, be in South Africa, if you like, let it be in Kenya, you let it be in Rwanda, everybody from the capital goes to the village. If you go to Accra, the same thing happens. This past Christmas, if you like, go to Cotonou. The prayer of David from the book of Psalm, chapter 7. And I will pray in English because a lot of people are listening all over the world. I mean, a lot. Millions are listening all over the world. And I want them to follow our proceedings this very evening. Very, very critical, very, very important that we do so. O Lord, my God, the creator of the heavens and the earth, we take refuge in you. Save and deliver us from all that pursue us. Because if you look away from us, they will tear us apart like a lion and rip us to pieces with no one to rescue us. Because the world is against Biafra for no reason. We are hated, we are despised for no discernible reason. Only thee, O Lord God Almighty in heaven, is our Savior, not man. You must come to our rescue because you are our Lord and you are our God. If we have done this, if I have done anything, if there is guilt on my hands, if I have repaid anybody, be it friend or an adversary, with evil or without cause, have done wrong to any man or woman, then let the Fulani Janjaweed pursue and overtake me. Let them trample down my life to the ground and make me sleep in the dust. Arise, O Elohim, Adonai El Shaddai, in your anger, rise up against the rage of the Fulani Janjaweed Caliphate and the Zoological Republic. You will rise and you will fight for your children. You will awake, O Heavenly Father, Lord God Almighty, the creator of the heavens and the earth, the owner of the universe, for you must decree justice. Let your children and all men and of goodwill gather around you while you sit on top of your throne in the highest of the heavens, the habitation that only thee can ever occupy. Only you, O Heavenly Father, will judge the people. You will vindicate me, O Lord. You will vindicate IPOB. You will vindicate your children of Biafra according to our righteousness, according to our integrity. O Most High, bring an end to the violence of the wicked. Bring an end to Fulani Janjaweed violence in our land. Bring an end to their abductions. Bring an end to their kidnappings. Bring an end to their extrajudicial slaughter of the innocent. Bring an end to their forced conversion of Christians into Islam. Bring to an end their mediocrity. Bring to an end their senseless feudal rule. Bring to an end their evil and their deception. Come and secure the righteous, because only you, O God Almighty in heaven, can see in the dark. Only you know the hearts of men. You are our shield. We have nobody. Between 67 and 1970, the whole world ganged up and fought against your children. We did not steal anything from anybody. We did not go after anybody's possession nor inheritance. We were on our own in the land that you gave to our ancestors. They conspired, they connived, they colluded to kill us. Over 5 million people. We are dead at the end of it. You are our shield. We do not trust in any man or in any state. We trust only in thee, because you are God and you always save the upright at heart. Anybody whose heart is clean, O Heavenly Father, to those you do not abandon to their enemies. That is why you cannot abandon IPOB. That is why Biafra can never be abandoned. Because your words are yea and amen. You are God, you're not human. Facebook may have been bought over by Nigeria, and we pray that Twitter will not succumb to their threats and their violence. You are God, and you are an upright and a just judge. But you are also a God that displays his wrath every blessed day. If Fulani Janjaweed do not relent in what they are doing, if the Fulani Caliphate continues to pursue this scorched earth policy of abductions and murder and mayhem, then you, O Lord God in heaven, you will sharpen your sword, you will bend and string your bow, you will prepare your deadly weapons, you will make ready your flaming arrows, Whoever is pregnant with evil conceives trouble and gives birth to disillusionment. That is what is happening in the zoo called Nigeria. Nigeria is pregnant with evil because it conceived trouble and it has now given birth to disillusionment. All the holes that the Fulani Janjaweed are digging for us into that pit, they are falling into one after the other. The trouble that they have caused will always rebound on them. Their violence will come down on their own heads. O Heavenly Father, for we shall give thee thanks always, all the days of our lives, because only thee is righteous. We shall sing songs of praise unto your holy name, O Most High. For as long as there is a child on this earth of Biafran descent and heritage, O Heavenly Father, we shall worship your name and your name alone, now and forevermore, we pray. He said, that was our prayer this evening. We are now going to proceed without further hesitation to bring to you the gospel which I have been mandated by heaven to preach to the children of men. They are going to come. You know, Fulani has this very stupid and senseless pride in them. I know that their pride won't allow them. They must come. And remember, I will keep reminding you of this every blessed day. This Fulani army will die in Biafra land. They want to move them in. Maybe to start there, they are doing now is abduction. We are in the season of abduction. Very soon they will try their shoot at sight to see if it will work. But I'm not sure it is going to work for them again, considering that all the entire southern governors have now come together to issue a communique stating it very, very clearly that the way they have been handling things in the past hasn't moved the situation forward. Now what they're trying to do is to try to bring in a new measure. And I want to warn Fulani Janjaweed in Asorok, any measure you bring to our land, we're equal to it. Anything you bring, we are going to face you. You understand that very clearly. Okay? So it doesn't matter what the AIG does, what the IG does, and all these idiots. The more you move men down to the east, the more the north will be taken. But of course, I know it's all the part of the game plan. What they want to do is to emasculate, to intimidate, so we can become wretched, lily-livered cowards. We will now allow you to enter into our land, or send us away from our land. We'll come maybe to IDP camps in Amazonia. But it's not going to happen, and you understand that very well. And as I told you, you will take the bait, you will come. We will lure you into our land, and your army will die there. And the places you left in the north, in Sharia, Core, Arewa North, will be taken over by terrorists and criminals that will never, ever, ever listen to any of you. These are the things you must understand. So we are ready for you. Anytime you want, you can bring the game on. We are waiting for you. But you can never, ever have it easy anymore. All that thing that people come out, you open fire anyhow. You know that if you open fire on the people, you will be confronted there and then immediately. And you are going to die sooner than later. You will also perish. So now you understand. It doesn't matter what you announce or what you're not announcing, but we are assuring you that you are not going to prevail nor succeed in intimidating the children of God into submission. It cannot happen. You can try that nonsense elsewhere. It will work for you. But you see, in the East, it can never ever work. Never ever work. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. Because when tyranny, as somebody said, when tyranny becomes a law for the government, massive rebellion becomes a mandate for the people. Because you cannot keep pushing us to the wall all the time, pushing us to the limits, massacring innocent civilians over and over and over again, and you don't expect them to fight back. You must be foolish. I want to remind all the intellectuals and sophisticated morons, all of them, go back a few years ago. The slaughter, the killing of IPOB family members, peaceful protesters, Shia protesters, NSAS. Every time army and police will come, they open fire. None of you will talk. But now in our land, they are always looking behind their backs. They don't know where death is coming from. Because I assure them, they're all going to perish. The people telling you that they have a plan to secure the East, Southeast and South-South, according to them. Armed robbers invaded Asarok. So we are led to believe. Only under this regime, something unheard of in the whole world. It's never been, I don't know where these Nigerians, I don't know who gave them their brain. Maybe it was picked from the dustbin. I have no idea. Some of you may have dismissed this issue of armed robbery in Asarok. But I want you to understand something. It's never happened anywhere before in the history of the world or modern governance. Never ever happened before. They said they ransacked the chief of staff home, Ibrahim Gambari, and Abubakar Maikano, and they stole valuable assets. That is how corrupt the Fulani people are. I told you before that is something the Fulani they have perfected over the years. When they finish draining any particular department of parastatal dry, they set it alight to destroy every incriminating evidence. I am sure that whatever they may have stolen from the homes of Ibrahim Gambari and this Abubakar Maikano could be financial instruments worth billions of dollars belonging to the people. If you ask, oh, armed robbers came, how can armed robbers, if armed robbers can, or should I say, unknown gunmen enter into Asarok to go and steal state valuables? Now tell me which part of the zoo is safe. They did not sit down to say to themselves, let us look for a way to strategize and devise new security approach to Asarok to guard it. It's Southeast and South-South they're interested in the East, Biafra. And newspapers and their editors publish this type of junk every blessed day. And I'm asking them, they have no shame, honestly. Armed robbers came to the seat of government to steal and walked away free. You shamelessly came out to announce that you are devising a new strategy for the East. You have not been able to devise a strategy to keep yourself safe inside Asarok. That is how they reason. It is supposed to be the most secure place in Nigeria. It is now every man for himself. That is why I commend Governor Autumn for what they have done. I will ask the southern governors, when next your meeting, invite your middle belt counterparts, and you see that the zoo will collapse within 2 weeks. Not just collapse. All those things that you have been asking for, they will give it to you. That is why all of you must come to the fullness, or should I say, to the realization that you must, without fail, keep on doing what you're doing in terms of defending your land. You must defend your land. Look at people suggesting. I mean, can you go to, how can I put it, to a gate man in a hospital and ask them to administer any form of treatment because you found them at the gate? Because you found them at the gate of a hospital. These people, they're like gate men in a hospital. You are prescribing a remedy that you cannot even yourself inculcate into the plan to keep your own self safe. You're not safe, but you're busy dishing out directive to go to, we now have a new plan. I'm asking the IG of police, go and secure Asarok first. Go and secure Abuja, where children are no longer going to school. Go and secure Abuja first. Go and recover Medugri. Go and recover parts of Yobe. Go and recover parts of Zamfara from the same terrorists that you groomed before suggesting how peace can be restored in the East. If you want to use that as a cover to bring in your army, they're going to die there anyway, so there's no need. I will not stress myself on this. Bring them now, you're going to see. And I want to warn our Oduduwa brothers, and I made it very clear to the activists last night, that the Fulanis imported a lorry load of arms and ammunition, and the containers were being escorted by the military last night, and they offloaded this very consignment somewhere in Oshodi. But I'll come to that later on. I will give you the full details of exactly what transpired. And that was why Tinubu said that we had planned to bomb Lagos, something that is undoable in a billion years. In a billion years. They think we are very good students of contemporary history. We know the history of the war. I know personally how people from the West viewed the move by Biafran army to go and capture the seat of power or to neutralize them. It wasn't even an army of conquest to conquer Yoruba people, of course not. It was heading straight to Dodan Barracks in those days to go and neutralize them. I know personally how my Yoruba friends have explained to me their trepidation and their fear over that very expedition led by Banjo then. We know. So we cannot try anything stupid. We can never, ever, ever, not on this earth, antagonize our Yoruba brethren. Our Yoruba brethren. It's impossible. We can never do it. We meet all the time. We have meetings all the time. So how can we? Are you telling me that all those gallant men in OPC, all those gallant men all over Yoruba land, they cannot do any work? If we agree that they should go and start, disturbing those who are disturbing them, they have more than enough men to do it. More than enough to do it. We don't have to go there. But they lied as usual, as they always do. As they always do. As they always do. But in the north, what is happening? Some of you must be aware of what DSS is doing in and around Abuja. And do you also know that DSS, they also get a cut of the ransom? Are you aware of that? Do you know that the DSS or SSS, they should be properly referred to, do you know that they get a share from bandits? So Fulani people are not even happy owning all the oil wells, controlling the Ministry of Finance, controlling Asura, controlling almost everybody, controlling the defense budget. How many of you here are aware that the daughter of Abba Kyari is the one responsible for all Nigeria's investment abroad? It's called sovereign wealth. Investment in stock markets all over the world is the daughter of Abba Kyari. They control everything. Federal inland revenue, every source of finance. Finance minister is always Fulani. Even when you plant your joro, or you plant maize, or you plant cabbage or carrot, the same Fulani terrorists will come and destroy it, use it to feed their cattle, and kidnap you in the process. Even that little money you have made by selling maize or yam or cabbage or watermelon, you now use it to pay the same Fulani to release your child, release your father, or release your mother back to you safely. Do you see what is happening? And you'll be astonished. I don't know why the mainstream media in the zoo doesn't want to give this very particular piece of news the coverage that it deserves. How we receive weapons from DSS agents and share the gains by Fulani bandits, Fulani terrorists. DSS that is busy abducting people. Oh, they want us to go into kidnapping and armed robbery as well. That's what they want. So we can start sharing the money. Okay, that's what they're looking for. They are, as I'm speaking to them, they are now in Aba and everywhere, claiming they are implementing security strategy. But the same DSS, I don't know why their National Assembly, I have no idea why these people should not be investigated, prosecuted, and shut down. DSS. Instead of contributing to making your lives as safe as it can be within the contraption, they are making it worse. I'll read it for you. They told a German television, Deutsche Welle, in a recent report that they borrow money from DSS agents. And who are the people in charge of DSS? Fulani. Who are the people borrowing guns and ammunition from DSS? Fulani terrorists. That is why the South must understand they are all in this whole thing together. They're all in it together.
Ask Simon Ekpa, don't allow Satan to enter you. If you have any other person that Nnamdi Kanu told such thing, please come forward. I want you to come forward. Do you have any other person? I am the only living Biafra publicly. Nnamdi Kanu asks in the public, in the presence of the entire world watching the program. Do not allow Satan enter you. Only him and his God knows why he said such to me. So, if you do not at least value me, you value the fact that at least Nnamdi Kanu somehow have some value. And he sees things you don't see. While some illiterate and some Zamas use such to do program, only God knows why Nnamdi Kanu said such. So, there is something different with the way he addresses all this media rat. I am not hiding my mouth. It is not about bragging. It is not bragging. It is not pride. It is not nothing. But this is a fact. I told Nnamdi Kanu, if you are ready to do anything for Biafra, publicly, I believe I have been the only one also who have also made a pronouncement in public. I told him, if you are ready to fight for Biafra, if you are ready to do anything, Nnamdi Kanu, to get Biafra, I, Simon Ekpa, will be the first person to follow you, no matter what. And that was also in the public. So why am I saying this? I'm saying this because I don't condemn people based on what people say to me. I told Nnamdi Kanu also that if you are looking for 100 men to get Biafra, you have 50 of the men in me. Look for another 49 or look for another 50. I am alone, Simon Ekpa, is 50 men. I said it that time. They didn't know me. Today, I can tell you that in the absent, because I wanted to be 50 men when Nnamdi Kanu is around. And today, I don't need to ask you, have I, with other autopilot and Omada, performed more than 50 men? I don't need to ask you that because I don't need your validation. What I need you is to follow the truth. Any day I deviate, deal with me. Have I deviated? Biafra people, I want to take your memory back. When Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped and the news came that I should broadcast on Radio Biafra, I came to this platform and I say, God should give me the wisdom of 1,000 men to face what is ahead of me. That time, none of you see or saw what is happening today and what has happened. When I was making this prayer here, will any of what has happened today that it will ever happen? The reason why I am making these references today is for everyone watching me now and those who will watch me later to understand that anything I say, it is not by power of by myself, but the power of God in me. I don't say things when I have not confirmed it. The time I was here praying and crying, I cried on this platform 2 times, if not more than 3 times. They mocked me. They say, oh, look at the person who wants to lead Biafra. Have I ever said I want to lead Biafra? They say, oh, look at the person. Only God know where they get that kind of mindset of Simon Ekpa coming to lead Biafra, because I never discussed such with anybody. Only God and them know where they got such thing, in their mind. I don't know. They say Simon Ekpa say, hand me over Radio Biafra. I never say such thing. It was the first time I responded to them. Only God will know where they get such thing from. But I came here. I cried. They say, I want to hijack Biafra. Only God know where they get such thing from, because it is beyond human comprehension. There's somebody who is nobody, who is Mapoda, will come to hijack Biafra, a whole Biafra of 80 million people, brainy people. There's somebody who is nobody will come to hijack that kind of people. I don't understand. So I cried on this program. I said, God, give me 1,000 men wisdom. And you know what? God answered that prayer in abundance. So every problem that I have come, God already positioned and put something how to handle it. In fact, I don't think that I have used up to 100 or 50 of those wisdoms, because the problem that is coming is very, all of them look very small. So as it stands now, Nnamdi Kanu is coming out. I have not even used 50 of the wisdom of 1,000 wisdom God gave me. Because, I am telling you, I have not used it. In fact, some of the problems solve itself without me even addressing it. So today, I have come to correct some certain things. Because Biafra government in exile, as we continue to build bridges and form alliances and put things in the right perspective for Biafra to come next year, we announced the activation of Biafra government in exile. Boom! One betrayer.
Heaven, the very oldest language on the face of this very earth.
Because I can say that from what I have just listened from you, it is just not ordinary.
Very wonderful. When my lawyers came to see me, I had a discussion with them about how I'm going to defend myself. I told them that
Welcome. Thank you for joining us again this morning. I appreciate you wherever you are joining from. I thank you for being part of this program, whether you are joining us on TikTok or you're joining us on Facebook or you're with me on YouTube where I'm hosting the program. I welcome you and I thank you for being part of the program. I appreciate your efforts. I appreciate you for spending your time with me. And I bet you at the end of the program, you will go back blessed. Wherever you join us from, like and share the program. Invite somebody to join us. Don't watch alone. Make sure there is somebody by your side watching. There are those that need this message that it can't get to them because of the attacks we are getting, because of the obstructions that are coming from all angles and all corners. So just try as much as you can to like and share. Very important. And as you do so, Chukwu Okukabiyama will bless you. We have come this morning to conduct our program as we always do, to set the record straight and say things the way they are. So wherever you are, hang on. If they kick you out, come back. This message is something that must be preached, and we will continue to do our part for as long as we are here. Remember, in this platform, we don't come here to instigate violence. We don't come to preach hate. We do not come here to attack people or individuals. We don't come here to attack a group. All we do here is to present Biafra to the world as the only remedy to the failed state Nigeria. That is what we do, and that's what we will continue to do every time we come online. So I urge you to be patient with us as we go into the program. You have listened to the message of our Supreme Nnamdi Kanu and the message of our Prime Minister Master Samuel Ekpa. Those messages are very important because they are serving the mission for which we are here, to give Master Nnamdi Kanu a voice, give Master Samuel Ekpa a voice, and make sure they are not forgotten. That is one of the reasons we are here. And we're going to keep this flag flying. This is a very sensitive and critical month. And in this month, we are touching sensitive issues important issues that has to do with our existence. It is a month of remembrance for we the Biafrans. 30th May is a very exceptional date. The date that Biafra was declared, and that's the day we remember our heroes, our children who were starved to death, our brave men and women who died for the cause of Biafra, those who were betrayed, those who died in the genocide of Nigeria. We remember them, and we will never forget. They will remain in our hearts, fresh and alive, and we will continue to celebrate them. So this month is very critical. The enemies don't want us to do what we have to do. They want us to be silent, but I bet you they will never succeed. The more they try, the more they fail. And we will rise to the occasion. So this morning we are discussing on a topic that says how British colonialism created today's Nigeria crisis. How British colonialism created today's Nigerian crisis and silenced Biafra voices. That is what we are going to talk about. How British colonialism created today's Nigerian crisis and silenced Biafran voices. That is what we will discuss. Just hang on there patiently and join us as we run down this very topic. Once again, I welcome every one of you wherever you are joining from. I say good morning, great people of the world, people of Biafra, friends and foes. All the great people across the world joining us from different parts of the world. Good morning to lovers of truth, justice, freedom, and honest conversations. I welcome every one of you. We have come again on another live stream program. Very important broadcast, not just to entertain you, not propaganda. This message today is a deep historical conversation about the foundation of the modern Nigeria that you see. The role of the colonial rule, the long-standing tension between Nigeria region, different regions in Nigeria, the painful memory connected to the Biafran conflict, and why many people continue to call for self-determination and a path towards healing and justice. I ask everyone watching today to listen carefully, critically, and peacefully. History can be emotional sometimes. So as we are in this program, you could hold yourself, control your emotions. Hold yourself, control your emotions, because the message could be emotional sometimes. History can be emotional. Politics can divide people. But conversation about history must happen if societies are to understand themselves and move forward. History must not be forgotten. But unfortunately, in Nigeria, they are doing everything humanly possible to suppress history, to the extent of removing history in their curriculum. That speaks volume. But for us, with the little audience we have, we continue to push these stories and histories forward and make sure that the history continue to be passed on from generation to generation. I urge you to share this program if you have not done so. Invite others to join. Drop your country and comment on the comment section. Let this discussion reach people across Africa, Europe, America, Asia, and beyond. Very important. Don't keep to yourself. Join us and help us to spread this good news. The role of British in the present situation of Nigeria, the handing over of power structure after colonialism, the stereotype against the Igbo people, and why many believe self-determination remains the only path to healing old wounds. It is so sad what we see and what is happening today, but we must continue. Gentlemen and ladies that are watching me wherever you are watching from, to understand modern Nigeria, we must go back to history. History is very important if you must understand what is going on today, why and how we got to where we are. We must go back into history. Before colonial rules, the people now grouped together as Nigeria existed as different kingdoms, different nations, different community, and civilization. Does that ring a bell to you? That before now, things were being done differently, not like the way you see it now. Colonial rule, the power now grouped together as Nigeria existed as different kingdom, nation, community, and civilization. In that contraption, there were Hausa Emirates in the north. There was Yoruba Kingdom in the west. There were Igbo Republican Community and other ethnic nations in the east and south. There were Ijo, Tif, Efik, Ibibio, Nupe, Kanuri, and many others with their own system of governance, culture, and identity. Pay attention, you're going to learn a lot in this very program. These people traded with each other. The Yorubas, the Hausas, and the Igbos. These people traded with each other. That is before the colonial master came in to destabilize everything. The people traded with each other. Sometimes they cooperate, sometimes they fought. But they were not originally designed as one political entity called Nigeria. There was nothing. Like some people will tell you that God created Nigeria and brought us together. God did not bring us together. It is that idiot, drunkard, that was the one that brought us together. God did not bring us together. But came British colonial expansion. The British entered gradually through trade, missionary activities, missionary activities, military expeditions, and political control. This was what brought the British in. They entered, built things, and began to occupy space. Eventually, British merged diverse people into one colonial structure for administrative and economic convenience. Take note of this holy place. The British merged together people that has nothing in common. People that cannot coexist. The British entered gradually through trade, missionary activities, military expedition, and political control. So, you now understand how we got to where we are, and we are still coming. Eventually, Britain merged diverse people that has nothing in common. And when we say diverse people, if you have not been to Nigeria and you're not a Nigerian, you won't understand. Even if you're an African, but you have not been in Nigeria, you won't understand. When we talk about diverse people, it is deeper than what you think. So don't come and tell me that unity is your strength. No. Wherever you are watching this program from, I want you to pay attention. In 1914, the British amalgamated the North and South Protectorate into what became modern Nigeria. So the formation of the Zoological Republic was done solely by the British. It has nothing to do with indigenous people. And they did what they did for their own interest. It was not for the interest of anybody. These informations have proof. But no matter what happened, the children of Chukwu Kukariam, we are moving on. While we were on our own, every group on their own, it was much better. There was nobody attacking each other, nobody attacking. We respect each other, we respect the boundaries. Then came British colonial expansion. The British entered gradually through trade, missionary activities, military expedition, and political control. They merged diverse people into one colonial structure of administration and economic device. Convenience. In 1914, the British amalgamated the Northern and Southern Protectorate into what became modern Nigeria. The zoo that we are seeing today was amalgamated in 1914. People were brought together in 1914 by force, because it was not by agreement. Nobody was notified. Many history have argued that this amalgamation was driven more by British, of course. That is absolutely true. The British did amalgamation by faith. Many historians have argued that the amalgamation was driven more by British. It is not argument. There is no doubt about it. There was no consultation was made. And it was all about economic interests, not by consent of the people living in the area. And from the moment a complicated political structure was born, that was the origin of our problem. The amalgamation was the origin of the problem. And we need to de-amalgamate. We really, really need to. If we are sincere, if somebody out there is sincere to make things right, Nigeria needs to de-amalgamate. Ladies and gentlemen, we must continue to pay attention. Community began to see one another through the lens of competition for power and resources. That is what today is. When you see anybody going into politics today, they are going there for their personal and selfish interests. It doesn't matter who they are. History also tells us the same. Community began to see one another through the lens of competition for power and resources. Because of the amalgamation, competition never ceases. Trust can never be established. It is sad. But we must overcome the challenges ahead of us. No matter what they throw at us, we must overcome the challenge. We must. And eventually, the Eastern region declared the Republic of Biafra in 1967, 30th May 1967, under the leadership of Chukwuemeka Odumegwu, the Eternal General. A lot has happened, and more is going to happen. But you must be strong wherever you are. The Nigerian Civil War followed. That war remained one of the most painful chapters in African history. Biafra War, the most painful chapter of African history. I pray that Chukwu Kabiama will guide us and strengthen us, direct us on the path that we shall go, because this battle must be won. Wherever you are and whatever you're doing, remember that there is a battle ahead of us. Even decades after the war ended, the emotional wounds never fully disappear. The emotional wound of the Civil War has not disappeared, and it will disappear because Nigeria doesn't want it to disappear. They keep on reminding us of their massacre in 1967. Every one of you saw recently that Afenifere chieftain was threatening the Igbos on a live TV. Nothing was done. And when he carries it out, only then and then somebody will come and say something. But we cannot allow that to happen. We cannot allow that to happen. We must sit up, every one of us, and do what we have to do to see that we overcome this very war before us. Some believe economic and political marginalization continue after the conflict. Others argue Nigeria has made effort towards reconciliation while still struggling with national unity. Nigeria has not made any effort in reconciliation. That is the truth. If anybody is trying to create that image, Nigeria is very good in creating narratives. They are very good. They employ people online and offline to continue to create false narratives, and people will buy it and begin to run with it. Not anymore. We will not keep silent. Many Igbo families still feel that their experience during and after the war were never addressed, not even fully. It wasn't even addressed. Incidents, there are still people today who their property is in the hand of the government. If they want people to go their benefit, they know what to do. They know what to do. If they want people to get their benefit and get their things back, they know what to do. But of course, they are happy that Biafrans are relegated to the background and they can do what they like with our resources. Many Igbo families still feel that their expenses during and after the Civil War never fully addressed. But whether one agree or disagree politically, nobody can deny the memory of war. Nobody can deny the memory of war remain deeply emotional for millions of people. The memory of civil war of Biafra can never be forgotten. Never. That is why we need to keep it alive. May 30th. And we have been observing it, and we will continue to observe it. Because that is the only way out. Now let us address another sensitive issue. Stereotype against the Igbo people. Stereotype against the Igbo people. Throughout history, ethnic stereotype have been many societies around the world in different ethnic groups. And all experience stereotype at various times, but many Igbo people argue to certain politics narratives after the Civil War created lasting stigma against them. What is happening is unthinkable. When you hear the way the Biafrans react to one Nigeria, sometimes you wouldn't understand why they do what they do. Wait until you put yourself in their shoe. Maybe you understand better. We are a country that is supposedly ours, but we are slaves. The stereotype is so much. The stigma that they place on us is so much. Ethnic stereotype has harmed many society and continue to harm around the world. It is very, very sad. What is going on in the zoo is sad. No sensible person will tolerate it. Some believe they were unfairly portrayed as overly ambitious, politically threatening, and economic dominant. This is what they think about us. And this is why they want us out. They can't face a genuine competition. So they want us out by all means. But they will never succeed. No matter how they try, they will never succeed. They should keep on trying. They will never ever succeed. And once stereotype enter politics, they become dangerous. That is why today Nigerian politics is dirty. And no Igbo man will succeed with Nigerian politics. Take you to the bank. It doesn't matter how clean you are. The Hausa Janjaweed will not allow you to succeed. You can continue to play your pranks. Across the world, different communities have pursued autonomy, restructuring, referendum, or independent movement through political and legal processes. These things are facts. It doesn't matter whether you believe it or not, whether you agree or you disagree. It doesn't change anything. Some believe Nigerian unity must be preserved at all costs. When you talk about preservation of Nigerian unity, including the Western countries, after all, you hear when Obama said it. Obama said keeping Nigeria one is a task, even when they know that the country is not one. Even when they are seeing the bloodshed that is happening every day. Nobody will say they don't know the source of the problem of Nigeria. The source and the cause of the problem in Nigeria, everybody knows. But yet, people are so scared to talk. Now, opinions differ strongly on Biafra. Opinion differ. People have different opinions. And you are entitled to your own opinion as you are there. You are very much entitled to your own opinion. Some believe Nigerian unity must be preserved at all costs. Funny enough. Some believe restructuring is enough to solve the problem. But we, the Biafran people, will argue that only full self-determination can address historical grievances. This is a fact. Take it to the bank. It's up to you. Remember what I said, that you're entitled to your opinion. But there must be room for discussion. There must be room for interrogation. That is why we discuss, that's why we interrogate. And we interrogate every single step. And as we speak, there is nothing that the Nigerian government have not tried to get unity. How can a nation be preaching unity for past 60 years? There has never been a time Nigeria was united. The message of unity has been for past 60 years. And yet you are forcing people to be together. You believe Nigerian unity must be preserved. That is the one. And when you see these people who are saying Nigeria is not, it is indivisible. Nigerian unity must be protected. When you look at them, you see that they have interests. That's what Martin Nnamdi asked. Why is it that the people that are supporting one Nigeria always have interest in it? Be it Western country, be it whatever, they always have an interest they want to protect. These debates continue today. But one thing is clear. People continue to raise this question because the wounds of history are still alive in public consciousness. That is absolutely true. People continue to raise these questions because the wounds of history are still alive in public consciousness. Whether you remove history or you put history, we will never forget. As we approach 30th May, a lot of things are going to come out. And I still believe strongly that something is going to come out on 30th May, more especially with the coming declaration from Sokoto. A lot is going to come. Don't lose out. Don't miss out. This debate continues today. But one thing is clear. People continue to raise this question because the wound of history are still alive in public consciousness. We, the Biafrans, we still see the wounds fresh because the same thing they are doing in 1967 is still what is going on today. The same stereotype, the same stigmatization of the people, the same blackmail, the same propaganda is still going on. That is why we will do everything possible to set ourselves free. One thing is clear. People continue to raise these questions. We will continue to raise this question until the question gets an answer. When wounds are ignored instead of addressing, they do not disappear, they deepen. When wounds are ignored instead of addressed, they do not disappear, they appear. The month of May, we will refresh for Nigeria because to us it matters, honestly. And that is a fact. Young Africans must study history deeply, not to be hatred. Study history, not to spread hatred, not to insult other ethnic groups, not to promote. We have to be careful. We must not promote violence, no matter what happens. No matter the situation, don't promote violence. Do not. Because of history, someday somebody's going to tell how you lived or what's required, even when you are gone. Because if history is ignored, future generations repeat the same mistake. Future generation will repeat the same mistake when you don't pay attention to history. Let me say this dearly to everyone watching today. Human life is precious. Peace is precious. Dialogue is important. It is very important. Political disagreement must never become hatred against ordinary people from any ethnic or religious background. Just like the Fulani terrorists are bent on taking the life of every other citizen simply because they feel they are superior. They are from a different ethnic group and religion. So if you don't believe to their own version of religion, you are a goner. For how long are we going to be facing such situation? That's why we say political disagreement must never become hatred against ordinary people from any ethnic or religious background. But that is what we see in Nigeria. That is what we see in Nigeria on a daily basis. No child should inherit bitterness simply because of the mistake of politicians or colonial system by advantage. Yes. We must be very careful. We must be very, very careful. No child should inherit bitterness simply because of this mistake of politicians and colonial system from decades ago. The ordinary citizens, ordinary Nigerian citizens, whether Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, Ijaw, Tiv, Efik, or any other nationality, want dignity, opportunity, security, and fairness. But the difference is that there are some people who don't want others to exist. So when we talk about getting out of the zoo, it is born out of necessity. It's born out of necessity. Not just because we want it that way. The ordinary Nigerian citizens, whether Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, Ijaw, Tiv, Efik, or any other nationality, want dignity, opportunity, security, and fairness. But somehow, some people think that they are superior. That is the real conversation Africa must have. Africa must have to discuss the issue and nothing else. And to the international community watching events across Africa. They are just observing and watching. Understanding history is important when analyzing modern political tension. Everything we are saying is not as if that they don't know. The West know very well. United States have the history. They know how Nigeria was formed. They know the betrayal that happened in Nigeria. They know how Nigeria was sold out to the British. But somehow, their action is limited. Their action is limited. Colonial borders across Africa created many complicated realities that still affect governance today. These things are the truth. When you are seeking for the origin of the problem and the source of the problem the zoo is facing today, pay attention. You are going to see it here. Colonial borders across Africa created many complicated realities that still affect governance today. Nigeria is not the only country dealing with colonial era political structure and unresolved historical tension. But the case of Nigeria is that they are not ready to make a change. Instead, they embrace the colonialism. Can you imagine a president going back to take the colonial masters' national anthem? When others are decolonizing themselves, Nigeria is recolonizing themselves. You see why we, the Biafrans, don't give a damn. We don't give a space for them. We don't pity them. We don't want to have anything to do with them. People are decolonizing themselves. Look at Burkina Faso, doing excellently well. Very soon they will compete in the international ground. What resources do Burkina have? How many are they? But they are doing exploit. Seriously, in the West Africa today, they are the ones that have liberated themselves completely. You that call yourself someone from Nigeria, do you sit back and think, why is it that your government is recolonizing you? They are just pushing you back to recolonization by the West. Why other African countries are decolonizing themselves, you are recolonizing yourself. What a shame. This recolonization appears in all spaces of life, and you can feel it, you can see it. All you need to do is to pay attention. You will see how the Nigerians are recolonizing themselves. Look at how the government today is dragging everybody into Nigeria. You are signing a treaty, bilateral treaty, defense treaty with China. You are signing with the US. You are signing with France. You are signing with UK. Everywhere you are signing security treaties. And at the same time, Nigeria is the most insecure country in the world with all those signing. British, that you went back and took their national anthem. You went back and took British colonial national anthem and removed the indigenous national anthem that was given. And there was no uproar. In the midst of your insecurity, what has they done? Your colonial master, what has they done? The major people that colonized you, that are still milking you to tomorrow, what have they done about your insecurity? They don't have the power to confront the terrorists in your region, right? But the United States have intervened. The United States did not colonize Nigeria. Nigeria was colonized and owned by the British. So why is it that the British themselves cannot stop the insecurity? Why is it that they cannot send their soldiers? Why is it that they cannot come to the aid of their children? It's a question for everybody to meditate over. And then you think, why would a president be returning to the colonial masters instead of freeing himself? Today, you are owing every country in the world You are owing the United States, you are owing Russia, you are owing China, you are owing France. How are you going to survive? Nigeria is not the only country dealing with colonial era political structure and unresolved historical tension. But why is it that they are the ones that is holding onto that colonial structure by all means? Why is it that Nigerians, because sometimes when you begin to put their citizens aside, because out of pity, you begin to look at their attitude and their approach to the condition that they are. You see that they are not interested in finding solution. The citizens are not interested in the solution. Sometimes when you provide solution, they come after you. That is how bad it is. Ladies and gentlemen that are watching me on this program, we must not forget. We must not forget. No matter what happened, you must not forget the contribution of the colonial masters on the evil that is happening today. You must not forget. It is very sad. It is very sad. Sometimes when we look at the situation, when you see the way people in that contraption operate and the way they do things, you begin to wonder. And when you sit down on your own time, just sit alone on your own time. Remove sentiment, remove hatred against an individual, persons, group, nations. Then think within yourself. How is Nigeria responding to its situation? Do they even realize that they have a problem? Do they even know that they have a problem? You go online and see the way the citizens respond to issue. I was watching a program, I saw a video online on X, where the so-called citizens were attacking themselves. I saw some of the activists. Today, when you go online, you see that the activists, those who call themselves activists, they call themselves activists, fighting on the side of the people. But today, some of them are busy competing with each other. They want to be the most popular. That is what is reigning for them. An activist that devoted his or her time and said that I am going to make the voice of the masses heard. But at the end of the day, when you look deep, you see that it is about their own personal interest. That is why most of the time, I have said it countless times, that even though we don't agree 100% with Showore, in Nigeria today, the only activists I see, personally, you might have your own. Personally, myself, the only activist I see in Nigeria is Omoyole Showore. This is a man who engages, attends to issues without sentiment. Even if he disagrees with you, but there is something that is done against you, he will speak. Even if Omoyele disagree with you, and there happens to be an injustice against you, he will speak, he will voice out. He's the only activist that I know that is focused solely, he's focused on the government of the day. I wish other people can borrow leave from them. If they borrow leave from Omoyele, maybe somebody can begin to say something maybe Nigeria could take it in a different shape. But I bet you, go and check how many years he has been active. Like those who will tell you to go and form a political party. They will tell you to go and form a political party or go and join a political party. And I ask those people who are trying to use IPOB as a political pressure group, take it back. Group of Omoyele, AAC, formed by an activist Omoyele Showore. Have they won any seat in Nigeria since it was formed? Omoyele Sowore is not asking to divide Nigeria. Omoyele Sowore is not sentimental, he's not tribalistic. He's a hardcore one Nigerian. But have you asked yourself, why is it that he would have not been able to win any single seat, even in local government? And they will come and tell you, go and form a political party, join a political pressure group. The problem of Nigeria is foundational. It is a systemic problem. And that systemic problem was caused by the British. They created the structure and they put the structure in place and continue to water it to tomorrow. And there's nothing you can do about that. The only way you can dismantle the problem and take it to the dungeon where it belongs is to end that entity called the zoo, Nigeria. But as long as you continue to operate in that name, you continue to operate in that system under that umbrella, you can never come out with anything positive. Look at the one that called himself very dark man. When he came out, people thought he was serious. People thought he was reasonable. People thought he was committed. But today, it is clear the only thing he went to look for was influence. Today, he is influential. With the help of the government, they have made him influential and powerful. That everything today revolves around him. Anything that doesn't revolve around him, he will fight it. Anything that does not revolve around him, could you imagine somebody who claimed to be an activist fighting a fellow activist? Today, what he's engaging in today is fighting every activist, everyone that is activist, can claim to be an activist. He is against them. He's attacking, taking on them one after the other. And after taking on them, he will go and take picture with the government, on the side of the government. And yet he came to pretend to be with the people. They have used him to build influence on social media, and some idiots, bunch of idiots, Nigerian youths who are clowns and idiots, those ones with empty brain that doesn't know their referendum, they are following him. They gave him that influence. Today he is working fully for the government. The only place he's quick to attack is when you go against the government. When you say something that does not align with the government, he will come after you. He has attacked Sowore. He attacked Peters. He attacked Mama P. These people that have devoted them time trying to see if they can be able to salvage something from the zoo. Another person who claimed to be an activist also is fighting them. When you see certain videos that emerge from Nigeria, you begin to wonder, are these people human beings? Where is their conscience? Where is their mind? And from the things that are happening, it is very clear, very, very clear, that the zoo is irredeemable. When I say it, I don't miss word. You cannot redeem Nigeria. It doesn't matter how you try. You can keep on trying. But I bet you, Nigeria is irredeemable. Nigeria is irredeemable. There is nothing you can do to redeem Nigeria. You can continue to talk. You can continue to make your noise. You can continue. When you go to their media and you see what is coming out from the media, you will be convinced and you'll be disappointed by yourself to know that these people cannot be redeemed. And that is why I tell every Biafra, wherever you are, fight for yourself. Fight for your freedom. Nobody is going to do it for you. The British don't want you to be free. The problem that we are facing today is created by the British. The British are the architect of the problem that we are facing today. They are the architect of the problem we're facing today. And they have refused to take responsibility. And because they refuse to take responsibility, the evil will continue for as long as the structure is working for them. And I say it over and over again, Nigeria is working the way it is supposed to work for those who own it. Nigeria is working the way it is meant to work. The only people that are getting worried today are the ordinary people. The ordinary people that are not in that project called Nigeria. They are the one that is feeling, oh, things are hard, things are not working, terrorism. But I bet you, the people that put in place that is Voluntary Republic are happy for what is happening. They are grateful. It is working according to them. They have been able to manipulate everywhere. They put their own governors. Governors that will continue to support the evil in the land. They are the ones you're going to see winning elections in all places. Look at, as the election is coming, look at what is happening on their media. You see what is happening in their media. The evil that they are showing. Corruption today is being done in the open. It's no longer hidden. Even the corruption in the time of Buhari was a child's play compared to what is happening today. As some of them is waiting for election, you see their vote, their vote buying today is filmed. They will film it and advertise it for people to know that money is coming. They carry money and Ghana must go, and they are sharing right, left, and center. If you think the situation is going to change, you are a joker. You are a complete joker. All our hope and prayer today is that the United States of America should do the needful as soon as possible. It is not about throwing one bomb, you kill one terrorist, you go back. No, that cannot solve the problem of Nigeria. The United States should know that throwing one bomb and killing one terrorist can never, ever make Nigeria better. It will never secure the life of the Christians in Nigeria. Because the Fulanis have a contract from the British to exterminate every other person and continue to allow resources to flow to them. These Fulanis own Nigeria. The British gave it to them. It is entitled, and when they are fighting for it, they have a point. The only way to make them understand that Nigeria doesn't belong to them is to disintegrate that country to where it was before. People to go back to their regions. Then let the Fulanis discover where it belongs to them. And let the people defend their land by themselves. You don't even need to send any helicopter or any soldiers. Peaceful disintegration, and every region will defend themselves. There is no region in Nigeria that cannot defend themselves. When we accuse British of being responsible for the atrocities in Nigeria, it is not just a mere accusation. I ask you, the British being the colonial master of Nigeria, being that the British colonized Nigeria and they are the highest gainer of economic resources of Nigeria, why is it that they are not troubled with the insecurity in Nigeria? What role have they played in the insecurity in Nigeria? How many times have you seen them that they sent their soldiers? Instead of backup, it is the United States that has nothing with Nigerian colonialism. We are the one that are intervening. They are the one that intervening. But the British never did. Instead, the British will tell them to kidnap their citizen who was making a revelation. Nnamdi, Kanu, a British citizen, kidnapped from Kenya, extraordinary rendition to Nigeria, sentenced to life imprisonment with non-existing law, and the British have not offered any word on that. When we accuse British of being responsible for what Nigeria is today, it is not a mere accusation. is an accusation that can be proved. The British have everything to do with the situation of Nigeria today. They were the one that put in place. They were the one that planted the bomb that is about to explode. And they are not doing anything about it, because if they want to de-escalate what is happening in Nigeria, they can do it, because they know they created it. If they want to de-escalate, they will. But of course, how will London function if they de-escalate? London can no longer be London if they de-escalate, because their main mineral resources is coming from Nigeria. Nigeria is their bread. But I bet you, Chukwu Okukabiyama is going to off that light very soon. Mazen Nnamdi have already told them, as long as you refuse to remove your hand from the issue of Biafra, your land will be taken over. And as we speak, the British land is taken over. Britain is taken over by strangers. We have seen them crying online. We have seen them complaining. More is going to come. If you want to be free, you must let go of people that you're holding. If you don't let go of Biafrans, strangers will take over the United Kingdom. Strangers will take over London, and it is happening already. It is not a curse. It is what you sow that you are reaping. You are in the front line, trying everything to silence the voice of the Biafran people. The greatest challenge we have is the British. It is the British that is pressing the whole bottle. Even when the United States have come into the issue through the Christian genocide, what did the British say? Instead, British sided with the enemies. British sided with the enemies, and they denied the Christian genocide. Britain supposedly is a Christian country, it's supposed to be a Christian country, but today we know that Britain is no longer a Christian country. Britain is more or less a Muslim country today. No Christian is going to contest Britain as being a Christian nation. It's more or less a Muslim nation today. But it doesn't matter. You're free to choose any religion you want. You're free to be where you are. But let us be equally. Let us make our own choice too. Why wouldn't we make our own choice? Is it because we are blacks? Why do you think that you will have the right to choose and we don't have the right to choose? If you refuse to let us go, your situation will be worse than that of Sodom and Gomorrah. Because the anger of the Chukwu will visit you. And it has started. It has started. Wherever you are as a Biafran, do not give up. We have a battle ahead of us, and we will fight this battle until the end. Every evil they have done against us, we will definitely fight back. It is still the same Britain. They were the one that plotted the kingdom of Marginalization. We saw a program where Marginalization spoke, and he said that they signed his kidnap. They were the one that signed his arrest and kidnap. Even when the Nigerian government wanted to take his life, the British government approved it before they came to the first attack in the home of Nnamdi. Nnamdi spoke about it, and I believe him. They signed up for that. Because as a British citizen, there's nothing they will do to their citizens without them being aware. And today, their citizens kidnapped, not arrested, kidnapped in Kenya. That wasn't enough. Extraordinary rendition to Nigeria. Stripped of all his human rights. Convicted with non-existing law. handed life sentence and taken to Sokoto. Britain find it okay. The British found joy in it. They don't care. And when Mazi Simon Ekpa rose, they still connive. The British were still the ones that manipulated Finland through the European Union, did the job for them. And they took Mazi Simon Ekpa out because he was fighting the same cause. But are we going to give up? Never, ever. We will not stop fighting. We will not stop fighting until our leaders are free. As Mazi Simon Ekpa was going to court in August. Remember, wherever you are as a Biafran, make sure you are in that court. Every Biafran is invited to be in court. Our Prime Minister is coming to court on the 5th of August, and the update is out. The update is out. Every single one of us need to be there. Very important. I want you to see this. It is very important. This is the latest update on the case of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. This is the latest information that we have. Wherever you are, make sure you are in Finland. The city where the appeal is going to be held is in Lahti, Finland. Lahti is where our Prime Minister resides. That was even where the lower courts took that decision. So that is the place the appeal is going to hold. Lahti in Finland. And our Prime Minister have appealed to every one of us to turn up in Finland for that case, to cheer him up. The same way we cheer Nnamdi up in his court. That is what everyone living abroad, more especially in Europe, should do. We have millions of people living in Europe. Millions of people living in Europe. If you have your papers complete, begin to prepare now. I know it is not easy. It challenges, it is sacrifice. Do this one last sacrifice for our Prime Minister. He did it for Nnamdi. He did it for Nnamdi. So we are required to do the same for him. This is the latest update in that case, that appeal case. Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, August appeal court. The information. City, Lahti, Finland. Date, 15th to 21st of August. The case is going to last from 15th of August to 28th of August. And meanwhile, there will be protests in Finland by Biafran people. The Biafran people will protest on behalf of Mazi Simon Ekpa. The protest is going to kick off on the 4th of August. So you have to be in Finland at least by 3rd. You need to be in Finland before 4th, because on the 4th will be the protest. We are going to protest on the 4th, protest on the 5th, protest on the 6th, and on the 7th. Very, very important. Very important. So wherever you are, begin to prepare now. Early. Begin to prepare. Begin to prepare now. Make sure you are part of this very protest. We need to show Finland that Mazi Simon Ekpa is not alone. We need to show British that they cannot succeed in what they're doing. It is very important. This is the only thing you can do for Mazi Simon Ekpa. The only way you can put pressure, I have said it time and time again, that the only way to release somebody from the hand of the government is through pressure, either international pressure or local pressure from the group. These are the major way to set captive free from the hand of government, not by their court. Their court is in their hand. They think the court is working for them. The judge and the prosecutor is working for them. The system, there is no way you can save somebody from their hand, from the same system that they own. Just like the case of Nnamdi. There's no way you can put your faith in the court. You see, Nnamdi have won his case 4 good times and they refuse to leave him. So it is very clear. The only way you can free somebody from the hand of the government is through pressure, mount pressure, international pressure, local pressure from each group. That is the best way and the only way to set a person free from the hand of the government. Because this is seen as political persecution. And when you mount that pressure, everything will end in political solution and they will be released. Not by court proceedings. Not by court proceedings. That was why Mazi Simon Ekpa hold the ground for Mazi Nnamdi, continue to mount pressure. He never elected, not even one day. He never gave up one day. He was mounting pressure every single day until when he was taken out from prison. And they took him out because of that pressure. So, we the Biafran people, why don't we do the same thing he did for Mazi Nnamdi for him? Why don't you? The ways we can mount pressure, you mount your pressure as a group, and you mount your pressure in the court, those who are in pressure, and then international pressure, which is coming from the international lawyer that we have been crying and talking about. That people should support that international lawyer. The international lawyer has a major role to play to increase the pressure on Finland government by consulting with the external affairs minister, foreign affairs minister of Finland, consult the foreign affairs, consult with the United Nations, consult with EU, and consult with the United States. When these consultations are made and each of them sent a letter to Finland, they will know that there is an eye watching on them. They will allow someone to exhaust his rights. Because his right was denied from him. You and I know. He was denied his rights. Someone was denied his rights. The prosecutor refused to admit evidence against the Zoological Republic. It is sad. But that was what happened. And we cannot accept that. We cannot accept that. Not anymore. We cannot accept that. That is why every one of us should please turn up. August, 5th of August. Turn up. Before that 5th, on the 4th, the protest is started. We want to have a 1 million march in Finland. It is possible. We can have 1 million march in Finland. Biafrans have millions of people. Even in Finland alone, we have thousands of people in Finland. Neighboring countries and all that Biafrans. We know that population we saw in convention. We need to see them. All those population that were in that convention, they need to be in Finland this time. Just one more time. Just one more time. Give that push. Give that push one more time. And let's see if something will not change. Pressure is required. It is only pressure that removes people from the hand of government. Without adequate pressure, it's almost impossible to free somebody from the hand of the government. So we must make sure that we put that pressure. The incarceration of our leaders, whether you like it or not, has everything to do with the British. The British have a hand in it. So when we accuse their colonial manipulation in Nigeria, it is still working till tomorrow. Still active. You can imagine. People who colonized and when they were living, they said that the South were too smart. That because the southern part of Nigeria is too smart, that is why they could not be able to give them leadership. They went and gave leadership to the dumb people who can obey them and believe what they said. They didn't want people who will take control of their own life and take their decision. They gave people who will still come to them to beg for one thing or the other. That is how bad it is. But no matter how difficult it is, don't give up. Do not give up. Continue to stand your ground. Do what you have to do and make sure that your voice is heard. I pray that Chukwu Okikabia will guide and protect every one of us. So before we go into their news, let us take a quick break. Then we go into their media to see what they have in their media. Let's have a short break.
Forgot how them say Tinubu don't follow forgot how Tinubu don't follow forgot how he want to take it tax chop off our head. Senate house fall and the criminals, country military fall and the terrorists, injustice on motor shop forget law for inside court. Changaro Republic at the government. Abubakar Malami don't fall forgot how him and EFCC put leg for shit. Them say Sheikh Kukumi don't fall for gutter. Because Donald Trump don't come to Machamo. He go matching Boko boys, matching terrorists. As the government knows the way for kidnapping to stop. I make it don't fall for gutter. Them make Nigerians see one die for suffer.
Welcome back. Let us go to their media and see what they have in the media. Let's see what they have in their media so that we can be able to dissect them also. You know why we go to their media? We always go there to confirm everything we say and we already know about them. Because sometimes when we speak about this issue, people will think we are making it up. So we go to their media to bring information in their media for people to know how far the zoo have decayed. When we say the zoological republic is irredeemable, we go to their media to prove it for the world to see. So let us start from this one. He said, exclusive. Lasso Dean of Student Affairs, Fatai Abiodun, in 730,000 embezzlement scandal involving students' welfare fund. That is it. Fraud everywhere. See where we started fraud. This one says, student staff accuse Anambra Nursing College provost of extortion, arbitrary expulsion. You see, Soludo boys, you see. Criminals. This one says, Unison Vice Chancellor defend 11 years retention of Works Director. Cites need for experienced engineer to handle EFCC, ICPC matters. Who cares? The post of EFCC and ICPC is for them to witch hunt those they want to witch hunt and keep people down. ICPC denies restricting access to ex-Kaduna Governor El Rufai, says wife arrived after official visiting hour. Nonsense and ingredients. Ex-Kogi Governor Yahaya Bello disqualified from APC senatorial primaries after failing to appear before screening panel. This is a criminal or somebody who they face fraud case. He still want to go and become a senator. A fraudster. A criminal. This is a criminal. He still want to go for Senate House. He still have a case with EFCC. He has a case in court. And you're not surprised. The Senate president have a case with the EFCC and they threw it out simply because he joined APC. But Jabi Amila have a case in the United States. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a drug baron, have a case in the US. So These are government of the criminals. And when the competent court in Canada told you that Nigerian ruling party are terrorist organization, these are them. Look at them. Look at the idiots. You want to go to Senate. Nonsense. This one say you are lying to this jury. UK courts Barrett Diziani in bribery trial amid explosive evidence of luxury. Now Diziani, go fit probe. This United Kingdom is just messed up. That these people, I don't know why they hate. I don't know why they hate Christians. The United Kingdom hates Christians. That is why even in the UK that is supposed to be a Christian country, you cannot preach or evangelize outside. You can't. But meanwhile, other religions, they stay outside, put their microphone, and they pray and they cry. People who are strangers in the land, they pray in the public, they put their mouth and pray anywhere they like. But a Christian cannot evangelize in the public. A Christian cannot evangelize in the public. These people call themselves Christian country, supposedly Christian country, but from every indication, you know that they have changed completely. The United Kingdom is a complete Islamic nation now. You can't even evangelize in the street, but the Muslims can pray in the open. Why they are bent on Diziani case now, trying to squash Diziani and kill Diziani and attack Diziani, is because Diziani is a Christian and from the southeastern part of Nigeria. Even though the resources they are talking about belong to him, belong to her. Even if they are sharing the resources for the owner, she will get more than what she has taken. But they are bent on destroying. If Diziani were to be a Fulani man, that case will die a natural death. Even the UK court will not even hear it. If Diziani was to be a Fulani man, the UK court will refuse to hear it. Do you know how much Buhari and his family and cohort hid in the UK? How many of them have been probed? Do you know how much Buhari stole and kept in the UK? Omar Odiko, that Buhari kidnapped, is he not an Hausa man? Instead of releasing him to Nigeria, they kept him and kept the loot. So many criminals, they kept them and kept their loot. But God help you, if you are from the southern part of Nigeria, that hatred they had during the amalgamation, they still have it. If you are from the southern part of Nigeria, they will pursue your case to the last. They will make sure you are convicted. But if you are from the north and you have it, show me one person in the northern part of Nigeria that they prosecuted in the UK. Show me one. Show me one person that the UK court prosecuted that is from the north. This hatred they had for the southern part of Nigeria from onset because we pushed for independence. They didn't give independence. They took it and gave to the north. We are the one that asked for independence. They didn't give it to us. They took it and gave to a Fulani man that said he doesn't want it. And that hatred continued to tomorrow. We shall see how it will end. Now, threatening industrial action over rising attack on doctors. Issue ultimatum to Tinubu government. Who cares? Does Tinubu understand what you're saying? No. Nonsense, mad people. Ghana begins evacuation of citizens from South Africa. 300 nationals to return May 21. That's it. Ghana is already evacuated. South Africa, let them be on their own and face their issue. They don't want people in their country after saving them from their calamity and their evil. Time shall come. They will cry again. Very soon, they will cry again. Nigerian police arrest suspected interstate kidnapper, armed robber in Enugu, recover ammunition. Nonsense. Bunch of mad people, you see. When they tell lies, they won't even show you the picture of the person they arrested. That's when they tell lies. When they tell their lies, just to keep themselves busy. Go and remove the major kidnappers that was kidnapped in Oyo State. Go and bring those ones. Those are what is called kidnap. Not all this your propaganda. Then Bemure Bruce react to disqualification from APC senatorial race. Bemure Bruce react to disqualification from APC senatorial race. So Ben Bruce, you did APC before, you idiots. AAC party knocks Governor Makinde for abandoning security, says Oyo now kidnapping hub. That is Nigeria for you now. Over 100 Anambra nursing students stranded at Enugu Psychiatric Hospital, despite 80,000 payment for clinical posting. They don't chief the money now. That is Nigeria. Irregularity is the order of the day in the Zoological Republic. CAIDOV condemn Oyo teachers beheading. You can imagine. A teacher was beheaded. You can imagine. Oyo teachers beheaded by terrorists. Demands urgent action to protect school nationwide. You can imagine. A teacher was beheaded. A teacher was beheaded. You can imagine the horror the students will feel. They kidnapped the student, kidnapped the principal, and they beheaded the teacher. Oh God. What have mercy. Ex-Nigerian Petroleum Minister designed fate in jury hands as 4 months corruption trial ends at UK court. Kogi Governor Ododo joined queue to vote for Yahaya Bello despite ex-governors allegedly shunning APC screening. They are above the law. Yahaya Bello is above the law. Tomorrow they will tell you that he qualified. Fulani demands immediate release of NFSS Commander General. 6 others detained on Ribadu's order. You don't never see anything. You just did there, make noise, they give order. That's rubbish. Ribadu, they own the country, Fulani man. They can detain and arrest or take any life they want. Let's see what this idiot is saying. Anambra government under Soludo restricts funeral to Saturday. Ban cows, goat as condolence gifts. I don't know what this man is looking for. This Soludo, I don't know what Soludo is looking for. I don't know what Soludo is looking for in Anambra State. This is a man who has made Anambra State the most insecure state. He's in Dakodo and whatever. They are killing people every blessed day. Only this month alone, they have taken almost 15 lives. Only this month alone. There was a video I saw before I come online. I forgot to bring up that video. Where they say, this security outfit of Soludo, they took the life of a woman. And in order to cover up the death, after they killed the woman, they went and took the body of the woman to mortuary. When they got to the mortuary, they stabbed the body. After they stabbed the body, they used nylon and covered the face and dumped the woman in the mortuary. And when the information come, they went to ask, they say they were not the one that killed the woman. The woman died in the accident. They said that. But somebody, an eyewitness, saw that they were the one that shot the woman. That Soludo security. Udagahachi, they call it. Those Udagahachi were the one that murdered an innocent woman. And they concealed it. After they taken the life of the woman, they concealed it. They took the body of a woman that they murdered. They took her to the mortuary, connived with the mortuary attendants. They used knife, stab the body of the woman and break her leg. Then take a nylon and cover her head so that she can rotten very fast. And when the family came there, after they got information that their daughter was shot by Udogachi, they came to mortuary to look for them and they saw it. And the mortuary attendant was telling them a different thing, that it was an accident. But an eyewitness saw what happened. This is what Soludo is. In Anambra State, in this month alone, in 1 month alone, almost 15 people have been shot by Udogachi. Innocent people for no reason. And look at what the idiot is doing. Look at what the idiot is doing, restricting funeral to Saturday. What does that got to do with anybody? The time you conduct funeral and when you don't conduct funeral. That you ban cow, using cow to gift or goat as condolence gift. Nobody should give condolence gift. What business have you? Condolence gift, is it a for? Will you decide for some people what to use as a condolence gift? What does that got to do with your government? This man is a madman. This idiot is here disturbing Anambra peace, and his own son is in social media dancing skelewu. He is busy in Anambra State cutting people's hair, shooting people that have tattoo. But his own son is now on to his own son now on to online. I don't know why Anambra people have become so weak. I don't know how Anambra has become so weak that there is no man again in Anambra State to speak. It is so sad. Anambra have become so weak and so weak that nobody can stand up to this man anymore. It is so sad. It is so painful. You can imagine what nonsense. Anambra government under Soludo restrict funeral to Saturdays. Ban cows, goats, and condolence gifts. Imagine. If you come to God, that somebody wants condolence gift, is it by force? It is not force. It is something that people do on their own. One day you will come and say nobody should be greeting good morning to people again. One day Soludo will put a law that nobody should come out and see somebody and give a handshake. What? And they call this man a professor. They call this idiot, this clown, they call him a professor. It's unbelievable that this is happening in Anambra. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. This one said, Temukon lambasts the DSS police for militarizing Abuja court, assaulting councils during justice crack trial. You see, that's Nigeria for you. Even in the court, the lawyers don't have rights. Lawyers are molested in the court. And when you see some of idiots who are saying that the lawyers of Nnamdi Kanu should go and defend Nnamdi Kanu in the court, go and do that. Look at people who are in their court. They are being molested by DSS. They are being brutalized by DSS. You can't do anything in Nigeria. Nigeria is a complete, utter lawless country. There's nothing you can do. Whatever you want to change, you have to change it through pressure. It is through pressure that you can make a change in the zoological report. There is nothing else. The British that colonized Nigeria gave them police force. You don't know. Go and check other countries. Do they have police force? They don't have police force. What they have is police. What other countries have is police. Even the UK, they don't have police force. They have police. But they came to Nigeria and they gave you police force. That is when they brutalize you. The DSS brutalize you. The military brutalize you. Any place you see them carrying gun up and down. You see police carrying AK-47 everywhere. Just recently, you see the DSS go to hospital. They went and shoot tear gas in hospital. Where have you ever had that before? Even in war, you don't go. No personnel goes to the hospital to go and throw bomb or go and do anything. You don't do it in the war. But in Nigeria, the police went and threw tear gas in hospital where there are patients. In Nigeria, we would say Nigeria is a zoo, animal kingdom. Some of you will be doubting it. Don't worry. Continue to doubt until it happens to you. You will now understand. Adamawa aspirant asked Tinubu APC to cancel primary, accused Governor Fintri of imposing loyalists. Nonsense. Confusion in Kwara, APC governorship aspirant appears. You couldn't forget this nonsense APC rubbish. Tinubu condemned terrorist killing of abducted Oyo teacher. Order IGP to lead rescue of kidnapped pupils. Others. Nonsense. Nonsense. Before I came online, I just saw a video where the hunters were complaining that the police they went with, we are saying that the ammunition, the arms that the terrorists are holding, that they cannot be able to go. That is the country you are seeing. This drug baron doesn't care. He cares about remaining as your president. a teacher was beheaded in the school by terrorists and students taken away. Since Friday, today is Tuesday. Since Friday, they are still telling stories. Can you do that in a reasonable country? You can't even do that in Ghana. You can't try that in Ghana. In less than 24 hours, they will fetch you out any place you are. It's either you are dead or you are. It's either you are dead or you are smoked. But you did look at the Otule giving order that will not be carried out. Somebody who gave an order that cannot be carried out. Nonsense. Court grant EFCC final forfeiture of private jet links to NNPC power project probe. Nonsense. EFCC apologizes to Nigerian Medical Association UUTH over lawless raid as chairman orders full probe. Nonsense. Good raid hospital. You don't even have courtesy. The doctors in that hospital and nurses, they are professionals. Give them an invitation to come. Go in a respectful manner. You carry your armored tank, carry gun and bullet, enter hospital, throw tear gas. Senseless country. Zoo. That's what it is. DSS pick up ex-governor El Rufai's as family alleged violation of court order for future. Torture. Fire outbreak in National Hospital, Abuja, as patients are evacuated. That's so. Everywhere in Nigeria is tragedy. Yoruba Council president condemned terrorist attack in Oyo school, call for Oba's conference in Ile-Ife. You never see anything. Look at no call. Now Biafra people get a problem. Stay. Look at they look for president. And Biafra do a problem. Osun government alleges plot of mass arrest of officials, Accord party leaders ahead of governorship poll. If they like, better kill now. Shehu Sani clinches Kaduna APC senatorial ticket amid allegation of imposition. I never see anything. Court sustained arrest warrant against former minister Sadia Farouk over alleged $1.3 million, $746.7 million fraud. They're not going to do anything. Don't be Hausa woman. Fulani woman, you can't do anything to her. At the end of the day, we throw out the whole thing. Article reportedly ill, placed on bed rest amid ADC presidential screening, postponed, source said. Never see anything. APC primary, ex-governor Okowa defeats Ned Nwoko, clinches Delta North senatorial ticket. Tinubu has turned Nigerian school into killing field. PDP condemned murder of abducted Oyo teacher. Don't be today a turn up. Don't be today a turn up. Now the first time. Don't be today a turn up. Crisis brew in Enugu Federal College as staff reject imposition of deputy provost, threaten shutdown. Everywhere imposition, force everywhere in Nigeria. Everything a power and a muscle, whether you agree or not, they impose it. Budget Monitoring Committee, CBIMEC, asked Tinubu to reverse OAGF payment bottleneck, slowing public projects. They mad people everywhere. University of Abuja, Amra Salihu wins Amnesty International diversity debate. Who be this one? Forgery allegation. You are not with forgery now. For you to, if you're not a forger, you cannot enter Nigerian police. You must know how to forge first. A certificate or anything. No complete person enters into Nigerian policy. Forgery allegation. PDP faces backlash for cleaning ex-minister Nnamdi for Enugu governorship primary. I never see anything. APC primary, the Phanom defeats former deputy Senate president, Omo Agege in Delta Central. One of the people, they never see anything, see in face. Criminals everywhere, all of them criminals. Nigerian police dismantle human trafficking syndicate, rescue 30 foreign nationals in Abuja, Nasarawa. I try. Ondo APC primary, how Governor Ayedatiwa influences Grandmother's emergency defeat of incumbent. Nigerian police corporal resigned after dad's death, mom's illness, lament months of failed transfer requests. Never see anything. They serve Nigerian police. We are ready to listen. Or your Governor Makinde tells kidnappers of school children, teacher. Imagine a governor is begging. This is shameful. Look at what he said. We are ready to listen. Or your Governor Makinde tell kidnappers of school children and teachers. You are ready to listen. Pay the billion now. Go and equip them more. Give them more money to buy more arms. And after paying the ransom, the following day they will kidnap again. Go and pay the ransom and bring them, and they will pay again, because that is the order of the day. So your own case will not be different. Why won't you listen? Why won't you listen? Nigerian police hold solemn service for 17 policemen killed by terrorists in Yobe training camp. That's Nigeria. Everywhere. Death everywhere. Senator Joel Onwopo Thomas wins Delta South Senatorial APC primary. Mad people. Lakarowa terrorists killed 7 Nigerian soldiers, civilians, after military vehicle broke down in Sokoto. Tragedy everywhere in Nigeria. The reason we play this is for people to know. When we say we don't want to be part of this Zoological Republic, you have to look at it and see why we are saying it. It is not out of hatred. It is not because we don't like them. It is because the place is not inhabitable for human being. It's not a place that a human being shall be. A place where you be living in fear, where your life is not guaranteed. How can anybody be proud of such a place? Protests in Suleja after truck rammed into residents in Niger State, killed woman, grandson. Lagos government sealed Bon Hotel in Lekki over alleged improper waste discharge. Okay. 10 persons, including pregnant woman, reported dead as bandit attack Kasina Market. You can imagine. Everywhere tragedy. This is the kind of news. You know what you see, when you begin to count the number of lives that you lose every single day in Nigeria, you begin to wonder. Something that doesn't happen in war times though. In war area, in the area that is at war, you can't see this kind of death. And yet nobody cares. Everybody is going about their business as if nothing is wrong. It is sad. Very, very sad. It's a very sad situation. 10 persons, including pregnant women, reported dead as bandit attack Kasina Market. That is how bad it is. Trump suspend Iran attack, cites ongoing serious negotiation on nuclear deal. I hope they resolve it. 5 persons killed as US teenager opened fire in California Islamic Center. Because they can't be the ones always attacking people. At a point in time, people begin to attack them also. At a point in time, people begin to attack them. Terror rivalry in Borno escalate as ISWAP fighters abduct several students in Askara Uba. Askira Uba. You see, it's just like the terrorists are competing. If ISWAP kidnap here, ISIS will kidnap here, Fulani will kidnap here, Lakarwa will kidnap here. They are just in competition, dragging. They are sharing Nigeria fast. As if they blow whistle. They are just sharing Nigeria. This one is kidnapping, this one is kidnapping. If you know how many you can kidnap, just kidnap. It's a very shameful situation. Very shameful situation. That is why we bring it out. When we say we don't want to be part of this contraption, these are reasons. The obvious reasons we don't want to be part of them. A terrorist country run by terrorists. Who would be agreed to be part of it? Man accused AIG Moshu, Zone 2 Police Command, of frustrating probe into daughter's death. That is what they do. When they pay him, he will frustrate it. No doubt. I hope Atiku will lose ADC presidential primary to me, says ex-minister Michi. Ndara, dreamers. Ndara. Anambra government denies new burial law. When I don't deny him. I foresee, no deny him. Okay, that's what they do. That last time, that was the way he removed the name of Dim Odumugojuku University and put one criminal. And when they attack him, he denied. He don't deny this one again. That message we just read now, he has denied it. Anambra government denies new law restricting funeral to Saturday. Says 2019 legislation stay valid. He denied. We don't deny him. That news we just read now. This one now is just coming 1 hour ago. I think that one we read was the one that the information came out yesterday, and now they have now mended it. Mad people everywhere. Distraught boys beg Tinubu, Ondo governor, to release parents jailed by Amoteku commander. The jail innocent people. And that's that you do get style. Mad people everywhere. Watch distraught boy beg Tinubu, Ondo governor, to release parents detained by Amoteku. This is the boy that was begging them. They detain his parents. See? Distraught boy begged Tinubu, Ondo governor, Ayedeti, to release parents detained by Amoteku commander at the welfare protest. God have mercy. Fear of terrorist attack forces residents to flee Yawota community in Oyo State. Go run, tire. Go run, tire. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu warned you, and you don't want to listen. You go run, tire. You go run, tire. You haven't seen nothing yet. You haven't seen nothing yet. Is it not the zoo? You will continue to run since you refuse to see reasons to disintegrate the zoo and allow people to go. If you refuse to disintegrate the zoo, be ready and prepared to face the music. Be ready and prepared to face the music. Fear of terrorist attack forces residents to flee the water community in Oyo State. Atiku Lamba's presidency over fresh killing school abduction. What did I hear? This one a political statement. Even if you did there, you can't do anything. Africa CDC opposes US travel restriction over Ebola outbreak. NDC party unveils Peter Obi as consensus presidential candidate for 2020. Mad people. Yeah. I think we have to stop it here. We have been able to see why we go into their media is to show the world that some of the things we are saying is not out of hatred. It is not because we hate them. It is because it is a fact. Every battle we are fighting for today, our self-determination, we are asking for self-determination because we want to save our life. To save life, that is why we are asking for self-determination. Not just our own life, the life of the indigenous people in that contraption. No matter the tribe where you are. When we are asking for all these things we are talking about, it is to save life, for everyone to be safe. It is not out of sentiment. We are saying it because it is the truth, not a propaganda. That is why I go to their media, bring information from their media, read it out so that people can see the world we see, what we are going through and what we are facing. No sensible person will remain in a terrorized country like Nigeria without that doesn't have any remedy. There's no direction on what to do today or not. In a place where you can lose your life at any minute. It is sad, but that is the issue. I thank everybody that have been with us on this program today. Thank you so much for being part of the program. We are going to end it here, and by the grace of Chukwu, we'll come back later in the evening for one or two things again, and then we will call it again. Thank you so much for being part of the program. May Chukwu come to guide and protect you, save you and deliver you. May Chukwu come and guide and protect our supreme leader, Nnamdi Kanu, and our prime minister, Remember, 5th of August, our prime minister will be in court. Protest is starting in Finland from 4th of August to 7th. So prepare yourself to be there to support our prime minister, Simon Ekpa. Very important. Very, very important. He has personally made that request, as every one of us need to turn on. It is important. Please be there. Try as much as long as you are in Europe. Try, more especially people in Europe. If you're in another part of the world and you have the papers to go. And if you're in Europe, please make yourself available. It is important. We need, if possible, a medium march. Let us put that pressure. Let them know that Simon is not alone, that we are with him. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being with me. May Chukwu guide and protect all of us. See you again later in the day, and goodbye. Bye, everybody.
The very oldest language on the face of this earth. Chiko kikabia mapuni nene chineke nene nene sona efewe na ishala nene na koza hanso ya mbuni unanye na jama we kana nzobe zingane anyana ge farusi obona nege ole kali nene kale kama mabala kale obia mnendi nden so na kiriana ishala nene obadi ndu no totoa inyaba no wanene and you were not young. Because you will make a difference with your source and we're not going to
But you know what? I would like you to believe that someone is the cause of this. No. I am the solution, and the only way they can get to you is by kicking me out, which is not. I have come. Look what you do. After I am done with Nigeria, Biafra will be free and enjoy freedom. Biafra will know the importance of freedom and what happens in 5 years to come. Thank you.
Come on,